Hearn's obvious ancestry is easy to recognize. In Romano-British mythology he was Cernunnos, the lord of the animals who led a ghostly wild hunt as a fertility deity. He symbolized the male impregnation and rejuvenation of the feminine land of the Great Mother. Cernunnos' name is Latin for the Horned One, the embodiment of which was to be found presiding over witches' Sabbaths in ancient times. Under this guise he also became the medieval church corbels and capitals, and the source behind many Green Man public houses scattered across the country. Some might even say that he was the prototype for the Robin figure, the hooded man who guards and preserves the spirit of the forest and was the rebel pagan within the English race.
Now, when you hear these people talk about Babylon and Babylon's daughter, and they try to tell you where it is in reference to today, right? And they start telling you that, oh, America is Babylon's daughter, then does that mean England, right? The feminine land of the Great Mother. Is that Babylon? Now, of course, I'm going off of, their loose translation, but I'm just bear with me, okay? Bear with me. Remember, you didn't slay the dragon. Hold on now.
A quick glance across a detailed map of Kent and Surrey quickly brings to light at least 3 Herne place names. We can see Herne Bay and Herne on the Thames estuary, and Herne Hill on the outskirts of London. Upon consulting a book on the etymology of place names, we find that the root Herne is considered to derive from the word heron, as in the large bird of this name. The conclusion on the part of the etymologists is that these locations quite obviously once housed heronries, a logical conclusion, one might assume.
Let's see here.
Nowhere else to my knowledge preserves similar Herne traditions, suggesting quite clearly that Herne is purely a misrendering of Cern, and is therefore the Romano-British god Cernunnos pure and simple. Is it that easy, or did the figure of Herne as Lord of the Forest, leader of the Wild Hunt and Lord of the Animals have roots elsewhere? There are links to Woden, yes, embodied in his Herne's Oak legend, but is there more?
See, this thing here lived in a tree. I'm trying to find the part where the tree was struck by lightning, right? And it became a stump, because this is where it starts to come together. The movie Shrek, right? Where does Shrek live? In a forest, right? What other thing in the forest can rival him? Nothing, right? So therefore, he is the master of the forest. Think about it. Ogres. Okay? How many times do we really see ogres that are green? Okay? Think about the ears that they put on Shrek. Those aren't natural ears for the images they draw of ogres. And usually ogres are wearing some type of cap on their head. I'm telling you, Shrek is their way of putting Bel and the dragon from the book of Daniel in our face in modern times, right? Which the dragon makes sense when they start saying, was it the Fiona, who is Herne, this horned god's wife, when she says, "You didn't slay the dragon," because Daniel takes care of both of them, Bel and the dragon, and the books that the Catholic Church and others took out of the, quote unquote, they took out of the Bible. And I only know about that book because Arthur Scott was the one that brought it up to me. Arthur Scott Jr. was the one that brought it up to me. And I'm like, what are these stories, Other than that, I'm telling you, other than that, I don't even think I would have made the connection. I think that this is them putting this Roman god in our face, who they say, this Romanos is the god of Mars, right? And I think there's more. I think there's more. I think that Fiona, like, right, and Shrek, this is occultic. This is the Church of Satan stuff. Because go back and look at the guy that founded the Church of Satan. I only seen this because recently they were talking about how that Church of Satan is, completely recognized as a religious in a church here in America, right? The dude who founded it was Anton LaVey. His daughter marries a guy named Shrek. Other than that, I was like, where's this name come from? So there, Gangs of New York, right? Oh, you can throw the 5-pointed star. Oh man, who controls the 5 points? Where is it? It says down here towards the end. Where did it was down here towards the end. It talked about biblical characters. Where was it? Come on, I'm overthinking it. Where was it? Just bear with me for a moment.
A new Hearn's Oak replaced the old one at the beginning of the 20th century. And on several occasions it is claimed that Hearn the hunter has been seen by observers, usually in association with the birth, death or fall of a monarch. This once again ties him to the death and rebirth cycle of the Oak King, Green King or Green Man traditions. Interesting then to consider that the English dragon slaying Saint George was dedicated to sites once revered as places of May-Day fertility practices. His actual feast day is, of course, the 23rd of April, which has come to be associated with the Celtic festival of Beltane. Bel in biblical legend being another traditional slayer of a dragon.
There it is. There it is. And that's what reminded me of the book of Daniel that Arthur was telling me about, and how Daniel slayed both Bel, the statue, right, that they were worshiping, who they were saying was alive, right, and the dragon.